let's take a quick look at the Commander Class Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. And if you do collect Transformers and you're familiar with this figure, you know that it exists. You probably know that most people who talk about it are gushing about it, that it's awesome. And I'm not really gonna deviate from that. I'm really happy with this. And we will talk about it. But first off, let me get him out of the way for a second, and we will just take a quick look at the box, which I did keep for the sake of this video. I don't usually keep boxes, so even though this is a decent one, it's gonna go in the bin. And besides him, the only other Commander class, I don't know how many Hasbro's given us, but I do have Ultra Magnus that I will get out here for comparison in robot mode. But anyway, here is Optimus Prime in vehicle mode, and there's no mistaking this look. So the Studio Series 86 figures for me have been like a step up from your basic run-of-the-mill like peg-warming toy, and a step down from the Masterpiece Transformers, as well as a step down in the price as well. So I like where they've kind of nestled as this mid-tier figure. This Optimus Prime is really his lines, his silhouette in vehicle and robot mode are really spot on for the animated show and for the 86 movie, which is what they're going for, and I do feel they've definitely succeeded. The scale of these Studio Series 86 figures is ever so slightly a bummer for me. I kind of wish they were a little beefier. But anyway, so here is Optimus next to a reissue of the G1 figure. So obviously bigger, but not by much. It is a fairly solid vehicle mode. Not a lot of empty spaces. Obviously, the colors are pretty much perfect. This blue, the red. I like the way the windshield's picked out. It looks like a piece of translucent plastic with a painted panel underneath. The trailer is pretty standard. One of the nice things about it is that it's designed to store all the little accessories that come with Optimus Prime. I am notorious for losing accessories, so I like that everything can sort of plug into this. But anyway, so these flip out and rotate, as well as this. So the trailer's pretty stable on its own. This obviously, if you've ever had an Optimus Prime, this all looks and feels familiar. Inside, it's very bare bones as far as there's no stickers to apply on this figure. There is a lot of nice molding and detail picked out in the plastic, but it's all just shades of silver and gray. Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, again, that's pretty much what we saw in the show. I just have very vivid memories of those really crazy metallic finished stickers that you put on the inside of the cab, inside the trailer on the G1 toy. So between the two, obviously this looks a bit boring, but it's an Optimus Prime trailer. It is what it is. I do like that there is 2 pegs for Roller to sort of like plug into, so he doesn't roll around loose in here. None of the wheels on Roller or the trailer or the cab are rubber. They're all hard plastic, unfortunately. And this little bit that looks a lot like the one in the vintage trailer has a lot of points of articulation. one, two, three hinges, and then it all rotates. This arm, does the claw open? It does not, but whatever. Little radar dish. And this cockpit does open, although I don't know what you would fit in there. The only thing I can think of is if you collected Zoids back in the 80s, those little golden metallic pilots, maybe one of them would fit in there, but that's about it. Roller doesn't shoot out or anything, but yeah, he does lock onto those two tabs there. Besides Roller, you have a couple blast effects that peg in here. You have his plasma or energon axe or whatever. And of course you have Optimus's trademark rifle that I cannot get out. There it is. Which is detailed enough. And then the other nice thing is that there are some other blast effects, and they did manage to design some storage for them as well underneath here, inside here. And these two plug in underneath here and here, so you can recreate that iconic scene where you got the touch, you got the power starts playing, and Optimus Prime rolls in and jumps to save the day. He sort of blasts off and then transforms in midair. Cute, right? So there he is in vehicle mode. So let's get him into robot mode. And he looks great, and this is a pretty great figure, and let's talk about him. So yeah, I said it before in his vehicle mode, but the silhouette and just the overall shape and look of him is so animated G1 perfect to me. It really is like... It really is exactly what he did look like in the cartoon and the original movie, and that's making me really, really happy. His articulation is, I guess, everything you'd expect. The head is on a ball joint, but because of Optimus Prime's design, there's not a lot of movement because of this flat surface he's up against, but you've got some range. The arms abduct out to the side. You have the bicep swivel. You have the elbow joint. The hands or the wrists rotate. The hands, the thumb is fixed. His index finger is on its own little hinge, and the other three fingers are on a hinge. What's interesting is that you can see the hand has sort of like a half circle or cylindrical cutout. That's so that he kind of holds on to the gun or fairly securely. There is no peg in his palm, which I'm kind of used to seeing in a lot of figures, but that's not the case with him. He does have waist rotation. He's got these kind of skirt flaps that lift up in the back and in the front to allow for hip movement, knee bend. There is an ankle tilt, and he's awesome. He's awesome. I don't have a bad word to say about him. I'm just being nitpicky that when it comes to studio series figures, I kind of wish they were just a little bit bigger. For example, I mean, this is such a perfect, he's a perfect G1 Optimus. But here he is next to the Magic Square kind of masterpiece style Optimus Prime. Zoom out a little bit more. I mean, as far as overall look and design, for me, they're pretty much on par, but obviously the scale is so much nicer on this. That's my only gripe. And because it's only fitting to take a look at the other Commander class figure I have, here he is next to Ultra Magnus. Big difference there. But again, putting aside the scale, I don't know, the scale critiques, this is an excellent Optimus Prime. Are the Commander class figures worth the money? I don't know. I guess that's up to the collector. I typically just buy what I want, and like that impulse, like, oh, there it is. There's that thing I want. I gotta have it. And then I feel bad about the price later if I'm not blown away by the figure. This guy, I feel, does just about justify the cost. He does have one more feature that I forgot about. I'm sure everybody knew this was coming. If I can find a place to grab this. There we go. And of course he comes with a little matrix of leadership that fits snugly right where it belongs. Pegging into the chest right there. Yeah, I am pretty happy with this guy. And that is just a quick look at the newish Studio Series 86 Commander class Optimus Prime.